Welcome back for another video. It's time for the preview ahead of Game Week 10. Some exciting news, the series has had a rework which I hope you'll like. I'll continue to make some small improvements here and there, but drop a comment below if you like the new look. As you know, I'm picky when it comes to partnering up with others on the channel. Only recommendations that I truly believe in. The FPL Tips newsletter is a must-have and I've been signed up for a while myself. You get a weekly email 24 hours before every Game Week deadline that sums up everything you need to know that week. I'm a subscriber myself, along with about 15,000 other FPL managers who make better decisions because of these emails. Signing up literally takes 3 seconds and it's totally free. Click the link below in the description to sign up now. So, starting off with the goal scorer odds, and we won't dwell on this segment for long because it's Haaland with perhaps the biggest lead we've ever seen on a 63% chance of scoring any time. 14 goals and 3 assists in his opening 8 games, his best ever start to a season. Wilson's in second, and perhaps a player we're overlooking, just 1.2% owned, and from his 4 appearances this season he has 3 goals. The risk with Wilson is that he's historically very injury prone. He's missed 4 games already this season before returning in Game Week 9. He knows how to find the back of the net, and it's just a case of timing it right if you do get him. Aubameyang scored on his league debut, and this week he's third with a 37% chance of scoring any time, home to Wolves who play their first match post largest sacking. The bookies' odds always assume that the player starts, and in Ronaldo's case you'd be surprised. After his hat-trick last game week, Foden has a 34% chance against the Saints, De Bruyne close in second on 32.5%. As tempting as it might be, Foden perhaps not a sensible transfer due to his blank in Game Week 12, unless you have the wildcard or enough transfers to spend shuffling your team. Salah was on the score sheet midweek in the Champions League, albeit a penalty. Him and Jesus tied on the goal scorer odds with 31.5% chance and facing one another on Sunday. Onto the clean sheet odds, and Chelsea and City are tied with a 51.5% chance of a clean sheet. James hasn't hit the same heights of last season yet, and as it stands he's 15th among defenders for points. He really needs to start returning imminently over these kind of fixtures, or questions need to be asked as to whether he's worth the money. Plenty of managers doubled or even tripled up on the Newcastle defence, and this week they've been given a 36% chance of shutting Brentford out. At home, Newcastle have an expected goal conceded every 93.5 minutes. Only City, Arsenal, Liverpool and Spurs have fared better. Palace have a 36% chance of a clean sheet in Game Week 10. They have some potential bargains in defence, Guaita for 4.5 mil, Guehi for 4.3 mil. The sort of cheap assets you'd be happy to start or sit first on your bench in Guehi's case. It was a long road, but after 8 matches and 22 goals conceded, Ward at last kept his first clean sheet of the season in Game Week 9. There was some doubt over the international break as to whether Everson would get a chance, but it's clear now that Ward is the first choice for the time being, and in Game Week 10 the Foxes have a 31.5% chance of a clean sheet on the road to Bournemouth. Bournemouth sit comfortably rock bottom for expected goals over the season on 3.65 xg. Next worst is actually Crystal Palace on 7.48 xg, just over double Bournemouth's. Discouraging numbers for those who picked up Solanke in recent weeks too. Arsenal have been really impressive thus far this campaign, and are home again off the back of a win in the North London derby. It's fascinatingly poised, and Liverpool look there for the taking after conceding 3 themselves to Brighton. Rock bottom this game is Southampton, unsurprisingly, for their trip up north to the Etihad, followed by Wolves with a 14.5% chance against Chelsea. On to the top projections for Game Week 10, and as you might have guessed, it's Haaland top with 7.9 predicted points. It's De Bruyne in second with 5.9. This calendar year he has 46 more points than Salah and has scored on average 1.8 points more per game. It's promising to see James back on the projections for the Wolves game. It's clear that the dire lack of goals led to largest departure, and whether they can improve on that as soon as this weekend remains to be seen. From the opening 8 games played, Wolves have a league low 3 goals scored and are sit 18th in the Premier League table. We've discussed Palace's good upcoming games, and if Maddison was a logical transfer last game week for the same reason, then it's Zaha this game week. The two look like a great pair of affordable midfielders with a high ceiling on their day. Leeds have conceded more chances down their right flank, Zaha's side, than through the middle or left. Likewise, they've conceded more crosses down their right flank to their left. Bowen owners were rewarded for their patience after his first returns of the season last game week with a 14-pointer from a goal and an assist, and this game week he's projected 4.9 points. Maddison's close behind with 4.7. That said, Bournemouth appear to be a different beast at home. Interestingly, their 3 home clean sheets so far this season is more than any other team. Perhaps a small enough sample size to just be noise though. Next up, the most transfer players, and Trossard's top with just under 600,000 managers picking the Belgium up off the back of his hat-trick. On paper, it's another tough fixture for Brighton against Spurs this game week. That said, Spurs haven't kept a clean sheet since game week 4. The next most popular transfer, also a hat-trick hero, Foden, with almost 330,000 picking him up. In my eyes, it's perhaps not the best time to be buying Arsenal or City players, barring Haaland if there is anyone out there who still doesn't own him. It's a very short-term play, and realistically only worth considering if you've got 2 transfers already or a wildcard to use for Game Week 12. Saliba's another one among the top transfers, but it's Liverpool next and then Leeds, which is a fair fixture, but then it's a blank. Game Week 13 looks primed to pile in on the Arsenal and City assets again, with favourable fixtures all the way up until the World Cup. Is Almiron a player we're overlooking? Just 5.1 mil with home fixtures to Brentford, Everton and Villa in the next 5, cheap enough to bench and 37 points this season, which is 1 less than Son for more than double the price and 2 points less than Saka. Almiron's 3.43 expected goal involvement ranks 8th among all midfielders. On to the most transferred out players, and top is Alexander-Arnold with over 450,000 sales. We've come a long way from complaining how underpriced he was starting the season at 7.5 mil. Mitrovic is the second most sold after being withdrawn injured in Game Week 9. We wait to find out how serious the injury is. If it's a 1 week injury, for example, then you can easily make the case for holding him, given Fulham's fixtures beyond Game Week 10. Certainly Salah hasn't justified his hefty price tag so far. Again, him and Trent are 2 players that we shouldn't rule out of our thinking once Game Week 12 rolls around, with West Ham at home, followed by Forest away. Toney is another surprise name to see here among the most sold. I would say don't give up on him just yet after 2 blanks. Earlier in the season, he blanked twice in a row against Everton and Crystal Palace before following up with a hat-trick. That said, it'd be wrong to expect a hat-trick this weekend against Newcastle. He's certainly one player still fighting for a spot in Southgate's squad, which is something to consider as well. We'll finish the preview as always with the captain poll results. Thanks to everyone who voted on the poll on the Discord. If you would like to join, the link's below in the description. So there's nothing really to add here. 95% on Haaland. He cannot stop scoring. 45 minutes in the Champions League and he scored another 2 goals. He was brought off at half time, which Man City confirmed was not due to injury. You'd have to be the bravest manager in FPL history to bet elsewhere this game week, that's for sure. He's set a new record multiple times this season as the most captain player ever, and we're about to see that broken again. De Bruyne's in second with just 2.5% in the vote, 2.4% voted for other, and 0.1% voted for Foden. It's going to be a historic game week as far as captaincy goes. That wraps up this episode of the preview, thanks for watching. Please hit like on the video if you did enjoy it and hit subscribe for more FPL content to come all season to help you win your mini leagues and finish with a good rank. I read every comment, so drop one below, I'm keen to hear your thoughts. In tomorrow's video we'll catch up with the experts to see what they're up to in Game Week 10. See you soon for the next one.